once he notices the sunflower seeds. Subscribe if you like these boys and would like to see more content with them. And thank you for watching. Good hello everyone and welcome to Fins and Whiskers. In this video we are going to go over common illnesses in gerbils. So before I get into the details of the video, I just want to say that it's so important that you go to the vet as soon as you notice something concerning going on with your gerbils, as the time frame can be crucial. Sometimes you can be too late just by noticing one symptom. So you always want to make sure that you go as soon as possible. And for any underlying problems that they may have and you are not aware of or is not visible to the human eye, so you can get a full diagnosis from your vet and know what to treat. So the first thing I want to discuss are the common illnesses. When they reach the age of 2, they are likely to slow down, so you want to observe their activity more during this time. At the age of 2, they are also higher at risk for tumors, so you want to examine their body for any lumps. With tumors, it can be pretty tricky because you can either be on time to remove the tumor or too late, so it's very important that you examine from time to time their body and also their weight. You want to check for any kind of significant fluctuation in their weight, especially a weight gain. This could also be a symptom of a tumor. A specific tumor that is likely to occur within gerbils is scent gland tumors. Now this is more likely for males than females, but it is possible for females to contract this as well. And the scent glands are located on their stomach, so you want to check for lumps around their stomach, especially males. And you want to treat this before it spreads to other parts of the body and can prove fatal. Another thing to look out for is something called porphyrin. It is this kind of deposit that can harden and can clog their eyes as well as their nose, so you also want to be checking their eyes and their nose. You want to make sure that they aren't blocked, and it can also be a sign of an allergy or respiratory infection. So what this basically indicates is that there has been a porphyrin tear, and this just means that there has been excessive secretion in their glands and it has caused a tear in the porphyrin, and so that porphyrin leaks and dries and hardens. So if you do notice this, you want to wipe the area of their eye very gently or their nose so that they are not blocked, as they can seal tight. And this can also be a symptom of a respiratory infection or even an allergy infection. So if you do notice this, I would suggest looking out for any kind of infection and going to your vet for that. Other signs of a respiratory infection include labored breathing and clicking, and lethargy, as well as keeping their fur puffed out for a long period of time. And actions you can take to avoid respiratory infections include keeping the enclosure dust-free. Of course, bedding over time will start to create a lot of dust and it will build to the bottom where they spend a lot of time at. So although you don't have to do a full cage cleaning, I think it's still very important to clean the bottom, especially at least every 2 months. Keep on spot cleaning the enclosure every week. Another thing to look out for is if any one of your gerbils is experiencing diarrhea, you want to separate them immediately, or at least find out the gerbil that is producing the diarrhea and separate them so you can take them to the vet and to prevent any spread of the disease that they may be carrying. Overgrown teeth are another thing that can happen with gerbils, especially as they get older and they slow down and they stop chewing as much as they did before. And if you do notice that their teeth are overgrown or they are not chewing as much, it is important to check with a vet to see if they can file it down from time to time. Gerbils can also experience allergy reactions. So you can usually identify this by checking their eyes. It could be runny, red, or sore, and also their nose could be runny as well. They can contract colds like humans, so when you are sick, it's best to avoid being near your gerbil or taking care of them so that they do not contract any type of cold from it either. Especially since it could be a different illness entirely, it's just best for any of these signs to go to the vet. So now I want to move on to things that you may want to have on hand, especially if your gerbil is older and you want to have things prepared at least as much as you can for the vet. So I recommend having a syringe. You might need to force feed your gerbil water sometime or any medication, so syringes are good to have on hand, and a digital scale. Checking their weight is very important for any kind of significant fluctuations. If there are any drastic changes in their weight, then it's something to be concerned about and could be something going on. So checking their weight is important. And you can do this with a digital kitchen scale, the gerbil in the container. You might even put a little bit of food so that they stay on the scale for you to measure. So any large fluctuations in their weight is something to observe and fix in their adult age. When they are still months old, they are still growing, so drastic changes between them is completely normal. But as they are adults and especially older, drastic changes should not occur. Adult females should weigh anywhere between 70 and 110 grams, and males should weigh anywhere between 88 to 120 grams. So the way that I like to weigh them is just by taking a container and putting a couple of sunflower seeds in here, and then using a food scale, I put it on so that it weighs 0 grams, and I change it to grams. And then I get the gerbil, and then I take him and I just put him there, and it will kind of shake a bit. So once he notices the sunflower seeds, no, come back here. So right now he is 47 grams, and he is still only 5 months old now, so he is still growing. So that is quite normal, but that is basically how I weigh them. Are you okay with me weighing you? But that is basically it for this video. I hope you guys found it helpful and you were able to know how to detect these things in the future or maybe even now. So thank you guys as always for watching, and make sure to comment down below, especially if you have any more questions. I'm always here to help. I always check the comments, so feel free to leave any kind of comment, any at all, and I'll reply. Subscribe if you like these boys and would like to see more content with them. And thank you for watching.